Ukrainian troops are actively working to reinforce control over their newly gained territories in the area while also targeting Russian positions along the railway. Following the recent liberation of Andriivka, Ukrainians have firmly established control over Klishchiivka. It was previously mentioned that Ukrainians managed to sever Russian forces from their supplies and successfully encircled and eliminated a group of soldiers in the northern part of the village. A video was soon released by Ukrainian fighters from Klishchiivka, demonstrating their presence in the northern section of the village. The slow pace of the soldiers in the video suggests that the conflict line had been shifted further from the railways, likely towards a passage previously destroyed by the Ukrainians. However, it was still too risky to establish a permanent presence due to persistent Russian rail counterattacks. Despite the Russian forces employing their most advanced tanks, the T-90, Ukrainian drone operators kept a close watch over the area. Ukrainian forces had executed a pincer maneuver, establishing two axes of advance. Even after breaching Russian defenses along the railways and taking positions on the Russian side, maintaining these bridgeheads posed significant challenges. When Russian tanks ventured within 4 kilometers of the village, they were swiftly taken down by kamikaze drones. Secondly, it has been confirmed that Ukrainian forces now have complete control over Andriivka. While gaining control over the northern part of Klishchiivka was inevitable, given that the Ukrainians had the advantage of fortifications and had severed Russian supplies, the battle for Andriivka was significantly tougher. Russian forces, realizing they were being cut off, desperately launched repeated assaults to repel the Ukrainians from their newly acquired positions. Recent footage depicts Russian soldiers approaching Ukrainian positions in the tree line south of Andriivka. Ukrainians released a video detailing their defensive measures against Russian counterattacks, aiming to maintain control over the supply lines and limit ammunition and reinforcements to primary fortifications. A notable obstacle in capturing Andriivka was a formidable bunker the Russians had established near the village. Attempts by Ukrainians to destroy it were unsuccessful, allowing the Russians to stockpile considerable ammunition and troops. The commander of the renowned Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade reported significant successes against the Russian 72nd Brigade over the past 2 days. Today, seeing the tight control over the region and the depleted Russian forces, the Ukrainian commander of the 2nd Battalion of the 3rd Assault Brigade took the initiative. Using a drone with a loudspeaker, he addressed the remaining Russian troops in the area, offering them a chance to surrender for potential prisoner exchanges. Many Russian units heeded the call, while those who didn't were swiftly defeated in a final assault. Ukrainians liberated 2 more settlements and advanced their front line eastwards. The Russian defense along the railway embankment has been breached in multiple locations and is steadily deteriorating. Currently, Ukrainians are reinforcing control over their newly acquired territories and targeting the residual Russian positions along the railway as Russian forces in Andriivka and Ozarianivka anxiously anticipate their turn. Unfortunately for Russians, the shortage of resources kicked in nonetheless because after Ukrainians conducted a pincer movement, Russians in Andriivka appeared in the operational encirclement. More than 3 months into Kyiv's counteroffensive to reclaim its occupied territory, Ukraine's military announced the capture of Andriivka, a key village located some 10 kilometers, 6 miles, south of Bakhmut, which was once the fiercest fighting spot of the war and remains the scene of intense clashes. In the Bakhmut direction, the enemy does not abandon the attempt to break through the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Bohdaniivka area. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces said on Facebook, in their turn, the defense forces of Ukraine during the offensive actions had partial success in the area of Klishchiivka. During the assault operations they had success and mastered Andriivka, causing the enemy significant losses in manpower and equipment. Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade said its servicemen reclaimed Andriivka after surrounding the Russian garrison in the village during a lightning operation that took place over 2 days. On Saturday, Russia's defense ministry said it had repelled 18 Ukrainian attacks around Robotyne and Verbov in the past week. Although Ukraine's counteroffensive has largely focused on Russia's front lines in Zaporizhia, Kyiv's forces have also plugged away at Moscow's defenses in Donetsk. On Thursday, Ukraine said it had captured the Donetsk town of Andriivka, around 6 miles to the southwest of the decimated city of Bakhmut. The Russian brigade was left in tatters. The Ukrainian brigade said in a post on its Telegram channel, in 2 days, the 3rd Assault Brigade eliminated the chief of enemy brigade intelligence, 3 combatants, and almost all the infantry of the 72nd Brigade, together with officers and a significant amount of equipment. It said, as of now, the fighting continues, our units continue to consolidate in new positions. Andriivka's recapture is key to success in all further directions, the brigade said, adding, we pay a high price for the results of these battles. A day earlier, Ukraine Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar said Kyiv's forces had captured the village. The 3rd Assault Brigade initially contested that statement. The recapture of Andriivka comes weeks after Ukrainian forces reclaimed Robotyne, a key village on Ukraine's southern Zaporizhia front. Geolocated footage dated September 5 shows Kyiv's forces had advanced south of Robotyne and along Russian defensive lines in the area.
Давай, давай, давай.